Hello, Mark Red Larson here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining us. Today I have Kara.
Hartman.
Thank you. It's been one.
It's been a day.
It has been a day, yes, and we're just glad that we're doing it, being able to do it on the phone here.
Yes.
So that tells you a lot. So welcome to the Dreamcatcher podcast.
Thank you.
And so how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Doing great. We'll go with that. So no, it just makes you appreciate when things go well. And this is just today's world. So we're in Hastings, Nebraska, at the Blue Moon, and you were having an awesome drink you told us about a little bit ago.
The sexual chocolate iced.
Okay.
Very chocolatey, very good if you like chocolate. If you are not a big chocolate fan, I do not recommend it.
No, that sounded really good. So, and that's one of the few. There's so many things you can get here at the Blue Moon, and I want to thank them for letting us do the podcast here. I'm here a lot, as you can attest. So, get a lot of chocolate chip muffins and good coffee. So, so we're in Hastings, Nebraska. Are you from here originally?
I am born and raised.
Okay, so what do you do besides Blue Moon? What else do you do with your time?
So I am a volunteer or a member of Masonic organizations.
Okay.
And the Masonic family is made up of many organizations.
Okay.
One of them being the Masons,
Okay.
which has been said is a cult, and it's not. It's very not. It's a group of men who lead their lives by example and believe in a higher power, whether it be God, whether it be another, a different religion, but it believes at least in a higher.
Okay.
And they do a lot. They help children at hospitals.
Awesome.
They have the Masonic Home for Children.
Wow.
Which allows them to not so much raise, but help kids in need and help them learn different things, as well as be responsible for 4-H.
Okay, really?
So they have animals that they raise by themselves and stuff like that.
So is 4-H part of all this?
4-H is not a part of it.
Okay.
But they do, like, the Masons help get the kids involved in 4-H.
Oh, okay, I see.
So that they can do something rather than just study.
Okay, that's cool.
And then there's the Masonic Home for Adults, which is a Masonic home, which is a home for adults for those who have gotten older and can't stay at home anymore.
Okay.
And just need that extra care or don't want to be in solitude so much anymore.
I can understand that. So is there an age that you can go into there or where you can't go in there?
For Masons, you can, males, because Masonics, Masons are just males.
Right.
They can join at the age of 18.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They can start the process at the age of 18.
Okay. So how did your family get involved with everything here?
My family got involved in Masons when my mom had my older sibling.
Okay.
Morgan. Not when my mom had my older sibling. I shouldn't say that. My great grandfather on my mother's maternal side.
Okay.
Brought my papa or my grandfather in.
Okay.
And then from there, us grandkids were able to join the Jobies. Okay. Which is Job's Daughters International, which is one of the 3 youth.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I was little, you had to be related to a Mason to join Job's Daughters.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now you can either be related or you can be sponsored.
Okay.
Or not sponsored no more, but you could just join through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how often do you meet?
So the Jobies meet twice a month.
Twice a month, okay.
The Masons meet once a month, depending on if they need more or not.
Okay.
The Eastern Star, which I am the worthy matron of, which is the leader of the meetings, we meet once a month, and if we need to, we have a second meeting. In special circumstances.
Okay.
Daughters of the Nile, which is a all-female organization,
Okay.
meets once a month. A lot of the adult ones you will find meet just once a month.
And I can understand that with today's world, it'd probably be hard to do more than that. So how old are these organizations?
So a lot of them, okay, so in 2023, Job's Daughters International celebrated their 100th anniversary.
Okay.
Masonry has been in the United States since at least George Washington.
Oh wow, way back.
George Washington himself was actually a Mason.
Okay.
There are actually a couple presidents that had been Masons, and you don't even realize it.
Wow, that is so cool. So are all those their headquarters located in the United States?
I'm not sure if all of them are.
Okay.
I know that Job's Daughters, because it was born here in actual Papillion, Nebraska.
Right.
That one is. Daughters of the Nile is also here in the USA somewhere.
Okay.
And the Order of the Eastern Star, I believe, is also here in the USA.
Okay. So for people who don't know, because I know very little about all what you're talking about. So what are some things that your organizations do for good?
So for good, Masons, I've already spoken on behalf of them.
Yes.
So Shriners and Daughters of the Nile, they go together on the Shriners Children's Hospital.
Okay.
So they help with kids getting the money they need to have the surgeries they need.
Okay.
Job's Daughters International, when they were first formed, it was because the insurances didn't cover the hearing aids or implants that kids needed at the time.
Okay. So
we were helping HIKE, which is now known as Hearing Improvement Kids Endowment Fund.
Okay.
Which they helped families who did not have those funds get those funds to get the hearing aids and stuff for their kids. So that's the Joby's philanthropy. OES helps the Masons with theirs.
Okay, what does that stand for?
Order of the Eastern Star.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Order of the Eastern
Makes
Star
sense.
helps with the Masons, hospitals and stuff. But we also have our own philanthropy now called the Star Dogs.
Wow, that's cool.
So the Star Dogs are service and therapy dogs. So you can apply to get money you can apply to have the funds in order to train a dog in the servicing or therapy industry.
Okay.
And we also have Star Dogs of our own, like for the organization.
Right.
That go into nursing homes, the hospitals, with whoever is their caretaker.
Okay.
To just give a little bit of light in those hospitals or nursing homes and stuff like that.
I mean, that's so much stuff. I mean, so can you be part of this, basically make it a whole lifetime?
Yes. So I started my journey when I was very little. My older sibling got involved in Job's Daughters first.
Okay.
So essentially I was able to go to all of the Joby stuff as soon as my older sibling joined.
Okay.
But any of the Mason stuff, I could go to as long as it was open to the public.
Oh, really?
I could go to.
Okay.
So we have our meetings, which most of the adult ones are once a month, and then the Jobies are twice a month.
Okay.
If the meetings we can't go to unless they make them open.
Right.
And that's just because they do their regular business, like the money, just the normal business of an organization.
Right.
Whereas things that would be considered open would be like their installations. So seeing like the outgoing officers and then the new coming.
Really? Okay.
If they help, like one thing that is very popular recently is the spaghetti feed.
Okay.
The Scottish, I want to say it's the Scottish Rite. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But I think it's the Scottish Rite that holds the spaghetti feed once a year. And then there's just so many more other opportunities you have to go when they open it up to the public like that. Okay. So I was able to go to all those open functions as as a little girl from, I don't know, baby until 10.
Okay.
Once I reached the age of 10, I could join Job's Daughters.
Okay, that's when you can. Okay.
Yeah. So for Job's Daughters, we have a Joby to Be program.
Okay.
Which is from 7 or 8 to 9.
Okay.
So for that, you could go to any. It used to be you could only go to any open thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've made it to where the Joby to Bees could go partially into the meetings, not into the. They wouldn't be in there for the actual business portion, but they could see the opening and closing of the meeting.
Okay, very nice.
They have any of the fundraisers the girls will have, all of that, the Joby to Bees can be at.
Okay.
They've also made it to where they can go to what's called Grand Bethel, which is the state level of the Bethel.
Oh, really? Okay.
So most of these organizations have multiple levels. So for Job's Daughters, we have you have your Bethels in a town.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your state Bethels,
okay,
which are called Grands.
Okay.
And then there's one Supreme.
Wow.
And the Supreme Bethel is all over, from all the countries we are in all of the states we were in, everything. So that allows people from Brazil to meet people from
Really?
the US, for Canada.
That's cool.
Like, we are spread out throughout the world for Supreme.
Okay.
And Supreme changes every year. Grand, it depends on the state.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to, when I was in, we went clear across the state for Grand.
Okay.
Recently, it's been in Kearney every year.
Okay.
So, but that's because the place we go to offered us a deal, so we only pay so much.
I can see that would be.
So it's easier.
Yeah, advantageous, yeah.
And then I can't speak on the Masons or the Shriners and stuff because I'm not a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to be a male, unfortunately, to be a part of that. But I can speak on behalf of Daughters of the Nile, which is you have your town temple. It's actually called the temple instead of a Bethel.
Okay.
And then there's a Supreme Temple. There's only the 2 levels there.
Okay.
And then for Order of the Eastern Star, there's also 3 levels.
3 levels. Okay.
But it's really weird. So there's your town, which is just called a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Your state, which is a grand chapter.
Okay.
And then if you think of Supreme Bethel, it's not Supreme, it's called General Grand.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of levels and tangents to this. So like, say if I wanted, I'd join the Masons.
Yes.
So how would I do that? Is there a place I can find out about that, or a
yes.
website, or?
If you go to the Masonic Center here in town,
okay.
They have coffee every morning.
Oh, really?
Some of the Masons do.
Okay.
We actually have 2 lodges here in town.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have Lodge 50.
Okay.
Which celebrated their 150th anniversary last year.
What an accomplishment.
And then we have Lodge 317.
Okay.
Which is the one my grandfather's in.
Okay.
And they are celebrating their 100th anniversary this year.
Amazing for both of them. I mean, that is quite the accomplishments.
So, I'm not sure if anybody from 317 is there in the morning for coffee. But I do know Lodge 50 is up there for the coffee in the mornings.
That's
but
cool.
You can go in there, or you can even search up Masons in Nebraska.
So everything, okay.
And you can find a place anywhere near close to you.
So if my wife Cheryl wanted to join the women's,
right?
So how would she do that?
So for Eastern Star and Nile, you either have to be related to a Mason or have been a Job's Daughters in your previous life.
Okay.
Or when you were younger.
Sure.
So, and I think when I've talked to your wife, she said she was a Joby or a Rainbow, one of the 2.
Yeah.
And so she could honestly join us already. Because
she was.
She's been a Joby, so she can join us.
Okay.
So
awesome. So So, since this is a Drink Your podcast, is this something as a dream that you, when you were younger, that you thought this would be kind of...
Honestly, when I was younger, I did not think I was going to go through all of the stages
Okay.
like my family has. But as I've grown, I've thought about it, and I'm like, it'd be nice to be up there with
True.
my family and being in that same organization with them.
Yeah.
Because generation wise, it's something that kept us apart.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm an adult and I can be in that same, it's actually become a very welcoming sight.
I could see that.
So for Order of the Eastern Star, I am the worthy matron, which just means I run the business meeting.
Okay.
And we have a worthy patron, and that is actually my grandfather.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So I actually get to sit side by side in the East with him.
Nice.
So it's nice to be able to have like family be the important people in your life in those meetings.
I think that is so cool, especially in today's world where families are so scattered and not family-like much anymore. So, so that is so cool. But so, okay, like, how long can you be? I mean, can you go until you're basically going to retire, or what? Do you ever age out?
For Order of the Eastern Star, for Daughters of the Nile, you do not age out.
Okay.
As long as you pay your dues,
Okay.
you can be a member.
Okay.
But the thing is with the youth ones, there is an age limit.
Okay.
So from 10 to 20 in Job's Daughters, you can actually hold an office position.
Okay.
As soon as you hit 20, you are considered a majority member.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
By being a majority member, it means that you can still attend meetings, you can still go to them, you just can't wear the official regalia and hold the position.
Okay.
It means you can get your CAV, which is a Certified Adult Volunteer.
Okay.
That allows you to be on the Bethel Council.
Okay.
Which allows you to take the girls' places, which allows you to be left alone with the girls without the adults, their parents.
Okay, I see what you mean.
So it's a safety precaution.
And in today's world, yes.
So, but it also means that you've walked through all of the trials of Job's Daughters.
Okay.
And made it to the other end.
Okay. Cool.
However, there is another thing I should say.
Okay.
I should say that majority members never get to wear regalia after that. That's not what I meant. So after 20, if you are not married or you don't have kids,
okay,
if need be, you can dress up in regalia.
Wow.
To take a position temporarily.
Okay.
Not like for the entire term. Say they just need you for a night.
Okay,
you can stand in for a night.
Okay.
Or if they are having an installation and they need the installing officer.
I see.
You can dress up as the honor queen and install the officers.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know, do you have anything coming up as like fundraisers or things to help the local community here in Hastings?
Yes. So to help the community here.
Yeah.
Well, we just had a baked potato bar for the Jobies. Actually.
Okay. Awesome.
So if you paid, I think it was $15, you got to go through and get baked potato that was made by the girls. And
nice.
Then, yeah. Fundraiser wise, coming up, we are currently in what we call the Valentine's flower delivery.
Yes.
We had forms and the girls went out and they offered to, if you want to buy this, you'll actually help the girls out with getting the money for the grant and stuff. They also do fundraisers. Not really a fundraiser, but they it is, but it isn't. The Masons have on their meeting night, I should say Lodge 317 has their meeting the first Wednesday.
Okay.
And so before their meeting, the girls actually do a dinner for them.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
So they get a head count and then they will deliver the food. They actually not deliver it. Everybody joins in the small dining room at the Masonic Center. And they bring the food out and you have a dinner with your Masonic family and whatnot. I
think that is so neat. So, yeah, I mean, so much stuff that people don't know what's going
Yes.
on. So I have to ask you a question. You always see those Shriners commercials.
Yes.
Do you have to be a Shriner to get help from the Shriners?
No, that's the thing. If you need to go to a Shriners Children's Hospital, you do not need to be a Shriner.
Okay.
The Shriners Children's is there to help any kid in need.
Really?
Yes.
So cool.
You just have to get in contact with the closest Shriners in around you.
Sure.
So, like, we have one here in Hastings. So anyone in the surrounding area, as long as they get in contact with someone from the Shriners in Hastings, the Shriners will set it up for travel to the nearest hospital.
Wow.
Travel for, they
That's
will
awesome.
cover that as long as you talk to them.
Okay. That's awesome. I mean, that is so. On the are there any other factions that do something similar like that?
Yes. So we actually have. It's called the Scottish Rite.
Okay.
They are another part of the Masons. They have what's called the Right Care Clinic.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
There's one here in Hastings in the Masonic Center.
Okay.
I actually went through it
as
a kid. It is a free program for kids who have a speech impediment.
Really? Okay.
Or a, difficulty learning things.
Right.
So I went through when I was, I want to say 3 or 4.
Okay.
And it was because I couldn't say R's and S's correctly.
Okay.
Or I couldn't say them at all. And then
I
learned how to say it. And my sister didn't actually start speaking until she was 3.
Wow.
And so she went through the program too.
Okay.
So it is a free program here in Hastings that you just have to go in and.
That's amazing. So is it like W-R? How do you spell that?
R-I-T-E.
Okay, just like you write. Okay.
No, R-I-T-E. Yeah, not W, but R-I-T-E.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. So, I mean, I had never heard of that. So, well, I remember you haven't had any seizures lately. And
no, I have
did they help you with that?
No. So, unfortunately, for me to get any help with mine, I would have to, for the Order of the Eastern Stars, we have Star Dogs, which are service and therapy dogs.
Okay.
So I could apply to get the funding to do the training of a dog who would be epileptic aware.
Okay.
And be able to help me get down to the floor and stuff if they sensed I was going to have a seizure.
That's amazing. So somebody watching this podcast, I mean, it goes all over the world. Like if they were in, like, let's say, New York, how would they go to find help there? Is there a website?
For Star Dogs?
Oh, yeah. Is there a website that would direct them to that?
There is a Star Dogs website.
Okay.
But you could also look up, I don't know if all of the Star chapters in the U.S. have adopted it. I know Nebraska has. So as long as you look up OES Nebraska Star Dogs, you should be able to get onto that website that will lead you to the Star Dogs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what else do you guys hope to do? I mean, you guys seem like you're really on the move here.
Yes. So I was also worthy matron last year for Star.
Okay.
We have coin marches at the end of our meetings. So if you have spare change, you throw it in the jar and it gets counted up. And at the end of the year, it can go to any donation to any foundation you want.
Oh, wow.
So last year I chose Danny Did Foundation.
Okay.
It is a foundation that helped me when I was first starting off with my seizure.
Okay.
Get the funding to get a bracelet called the Embrace.
Okay.
And the Embrace detected when I was having a seizure.
Oh, wow.
It sent a message to my mom and any other person I had on there.
Wow.
So that when my mom got that alert, she knew immediately to start calling me to keep track of when I actually came to. And
I mean, I didn't know that existed either. So
yeah. So the Danny Did Foundation was actually founded here in Hastings, or not here in Hastings, but here in Nebraska.
Okay.
By a couple who lost their child to sudden death by epilepsy.
Wow, I've never heard that till right now. Okay.
And their son was called Danny, and his dad's thing that he said was Danny did. Danny did. So they named it Danny Did Foundation.
What a thing to honor his. Oh my gosh. I have never heard of that. I mean, that just, there's so many things here. So have you guys, your chapter, have you guys ever thought about doing a podcast yourself or
No, we have not.
Do you speak in front of other organizations about this?
No, we have not. This is actually, I think, the first time anyone's really from the Masonry family has actually decided to step out and tell people
this is awesome
exactly what they are. I know there are a lot of things out there that say the Masonic family is a cult, but we're not. We're just really strong believers in a higher power.
Me too.
And we really want to help other people in what ways we can.
And I wonder how the Masonic ever got that put on them. I don't get that.
I don't know. I think it was just because it was you couldn't really know the secrets of the organization itself, so maybe that's how it came to be.
But I think there's a lot of organizations. I mean, I was in a fraternity in college, and we had things that were, just because of that too.
So,
I mean, that's a shame. I mean, because that's keeping people away that are not really. I hope that this is the start of getting that stigma or whatever you want to call it, because that's a lose-lose on everything there. So,
and I will say that we are getting new members into our chapters, our organizations here, but it's a slow process. We lost a lot during COVID.
I bet.
And because a lot of people haven't joined, we're losing our older generation, so we're losing members that way. But we're working on it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's a challenge, I was going to say, because everybody's so busy too.
Yes.
And everybody's just like, oh, I don't need one other thing to do. But this is such a good thing, and there's so many things I've learned. And I mean, any way I can support any of this, let me know.
Will do.
I mean, this is so awesome. So is there anything else that before we end the podcast that you would like the audience to know?
I just want to say that the Masons are there to help. They're not there to secretly hide secrets or anything. And the organizations that go along with them are there to help another situation.
Yes.
They're not all bad. And one way or another, they're all connected.
Yes.
To be in Shriners, to be in Scottish Rite, you have to be a Mason first. So if you know a Shriner, you know a Mason.
Okay. Which I did not realize until now. Yes.
And then for the youth, they have come to be where you can be related or you can get in by affiliation or sponsorship, I think, of some sort.
Okay.
I know for Order of the Eastern Star, we have even made it to where females who aren't related can be sponsored and come in that way.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So is there a fee to join?
So there is what we call annual dues.
Okay, which is a lot of organizations.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there is, I think, like an initiation fee for like Star and for Joey's, but it's not much.
Okay.
But all it is you petition the chapter, or Bethel looks over it, and then they send you a letter saying, yes, we want you to come.
Okay, which is cool.
So
no, it's really sounds like most organizations. And you guys do so much good. And I mean, and we need so much good, and especially with higher power. And I think that the higher power is winning out over today's challenges. Because I think that
the computer did not like us today.
No, it did not. It was like, okay, but we're getting it done. So, and you just got to go forward on that. So, and I'm so glad you were patient with this, because I was beginning to wonder if we were going to do it. So, whether there's a will, there's a way.
Yes,
that's for sure. So, well, I'm going to end the podcast on that. Thank you for joining me on the Dreamcatcher podcast, and and we need to keep in touch on this. Since I've learned so much, everything that's going on with that. I mean, that's amazing. Any way you can make good win in this world, that there's so much evil. So, but thank you on that, and have a good rest of your day.
You as well.
And we'll talk soon.
Yes.